The lady is facing some problem to join, but Mr. Somphone, yeah,
Sophia.
now it is, I think, Sophia. Sophia is from our office, so it's okay.
Sophia is our office.
Just I told her to take some notes. Let's see. Anyway, I think we wait for 1-2 minutes because Lao Microfinance Association is also joining.
Somebody has joined.
Waiting to see.
Was it? Yeah. I think somebody has joined.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So now we have Nepal, India, Cambodia, and Laos. Okay.
Yeah.
So well,
I think
we start. Please.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we can start.
So, good morning, everyone. It's good to get you people. It's a very interesting juncture. So all of us, like microfinance is really really having impact on the people, and it is also getting the attention of the government. The most important thing that microfinance sector is now in India also, like microfinance sector is really getting attention of the government. They're trying to understand it. They're trying to use this channel, and then what we wanted to actually discuss with you people, the base of the objective of this meeting is basically to have an understanding that what are we doing in different states, different countries, and how can we converge the initiative and how can we take it forward. That that working in India we do have some knowledge. Working in Nepal, you do have some knowledge. If working in Cambodia, you do have some knowledge. How can we bring together all this knowledge and make it really happening? We can learn from each other, and we can also support each other. We can also develop the capacity of each other. In Sa-Dhan's history, we have this kind of initiative. So not long back, it is around 7-8 years back, there was a program of city, and we developed the capacity of around 14 CEO, 12 CEOs of the microfinance associations across globe. It was Russia, Uganda, from different Mexico, so different from different countries. We did that one. Also in Africa, we did it with this Uganda, then your South Africa, Kenya. We have worked together. So then we thought, why not in this Asia Pacific region? We do have so much of knowledge. Why don't we make it really South-South collaboration? So from that discussion, we talked to Mr. Das, Dr. Das, and we started rolling the thing. And then I would like to for with this forward, I would like to invite Mr. Gigi Maman, CEO, MD, ED, and CEO of Sa-Dhan, for his opening remarks. Then I will go to Dr. Das for his this opening speech. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Sabal, and good morning and welcome all of you for this quick discussion on forming a kind of an association among ourselves for sharing of information, sharing of knowledge, and understanding and learning from each other. In fact, let me introduce myself. I am with Sa-Dhan for the last almost a year now. Prior to that, I was with NABARD. I don't know, many of you must be aware about an institution called NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. It's, of course, NABARD chairman is the current chairman of the Africa also. So I was with NABARD for almost 37 years. In between, I also headed one flagship program of the government called Mudra. I don't know if you have heard about that. Mudra is Micro Units Development and Refinance Agency, which is basically for promotion of micro enterprises. So then after my term in NABARD last year, I joined the Sa-Dhan. And Sa-Dhan, as you know, it's the oldest network of microfinance institution in India. It started in 1999, and we are into the 25th year this year. So it's a silver jubilee year for us, and we have got around 220 members with us as members of Sa-Dhan, of which almost 180 members are doing micro lending. Others are support institutions and other kind of institutions. So it's a big association of microfinance institutions. And I'm sure in your countries also you are having quite a number of MFIs under your fold. So it makes a lot of sense, to come together and share the various practices and knowledge we have in different practice we are practicing in different countries. So that's why we thought that we should maybe we can have some kind of a some kind of a forum to discuss and deliberate on this on a regular basis. And then I found that Africa, Dr. Das is so supportive and so much into the developmental activities. So when we talked to Dr. Das, he immediately agreed to that because Africa is already a well-known name in this region, Asia and Pacific region. They have quite a large number of members from the developmental institutions of various countries in this region. And they have been playing a very big role as far as developmental activities of this region. So regular conferences, meetings, capacity building programs, training center, training sessions. So many things Africa is doing. So we thought, why not we tie up with Africa, and maybe under the fold of Africa, under the umbrella of Africa, why not we have some separate platform for bringing the MFI networks, so that we can come together under the fold of Africa and start discussing and start interacting with each other. So that is the reason how we are here today. And with the help of Dr. Das, we are able to meet all of you, bring all of you into this on this platform. In fact, Mr. Awal from Bangladesh was also to join. In fact, I had met him recently when I was in Bangladesh, and subsequently also we had been in touch with each other. So he was to join, but unfortunately he's not keeping well today. So he sent us a message in the morning saying that since he's not well, he may not be able to join. But he is he's always there with us. He said that all support from his side will be there for any kind of initiative we take. So we have 5 members at the moment. We have Nepal, we have Laos, we have Cambodia, and India, plus Bangladesh. So 5 countries are already there on our platform. We can get the support of Africa, which is it's an overarching huge organization which is covering the entire region. So their support is very much there. We can also bring in some other networks which we know that there is a network probably in Sri Lanka. There is one network. Pakistan, I think there is a network. Then maybe some other countries, if we have such networks, we can talk to them and come and bring them also together, so that it will be a good forum to exchange notes and informations and knowledge, and we can meet together once in a while and also have some kind of direct interactions together. Let me also tell you, we have a Sa-Dhan, we have been having national conferences every year, which is supposed to be a very very highly rated event in the country. So last year we had it in the month of November in 2022. And this year we are planning it in November only, 8th and 9th of November. So I would be extending an invitation to all of you and your members also for joining us for this national conference. And as I said, this year being the 25th year of Sa-Dhan, we thought we should also be doing it in a little slightly higher, bigger way. So bringing other countries, delegates from other countries, also one of our priority for this year's conference. So I'd be extending an invitation. Now, already my invitation is there with all of you, but formally we'll be sending an invitation. Already Mr. Awal has already agreed that he would be coming for the conference. Maybe around 20 members also, he said he will be joining along with him. So I'm saying that we can try to have maybe the first such instance can be during the national conference, which is thereafter we can have such some kind of closer interaction, personal interactions, or we can have interactions over online like this, and try to understand each other and build up the sector. As Dr. Saber said, it plays a very, very important role in all our countries. And in India, if you see, almost 3.52 trillion Indian rupees is the outstanding at the moment, 3.52 trillion Indian rupee. So it's a huge amount as far as if you see the volume is concerned, and we are taking care of almost 70 million households, poor households under this microfinance program. So it's a big program. I'm sure it's everywhere in all our countries. It's a big program, and we are touching the bottom of the pyramid, the most vulnerable sections of the society, and providing the highly needed succor to them. So this is something which we are doing a great service to the society as well as for the country. So we need to build this up. We need to make it more stronger. So that is the reason we thought we should be able to join hands together. That's how we are here. So thank you so much for joining today for this discussion. It's the first discussion of this nature. We'll try to bring more people on to us. I think Mr. Tankaya, has joined. Who is from? Any idea?
I mean, one round of
Hi,
introduction
yeah.
would be good.
Good morning. Can you just introduce yourself? I think let's have an introduction. I am Gigi Maman. I am CEO of Sa-Dhan. I have with me Dr. Saibal, who is Associate Director, and he's looking after the membership as well as the policy related matters. I have Sangeeta with me. She's also part of this team. So with us, I will hand over to Prasun, and let's introduce all of us. And I think Prasun can give his initial observations.
Yes.
Thank you, and all the best.
Yeah, I think you are right that we should have a brief introduction.
Yes.
Otherwise, it will be difficult to know each other. So I'm Prasun Kumar Das. I am currently the Secretary General of APRACA based in Bangkok. And I will have my 2 minutes after the introduction. Yeah. Basanta, please.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Basanta Lamsal. I'm from Nepal, actually not from Kathmandu, outside Kathmandu. I used to be, we have a network, microfinance. I used to be president, microfinance network in Nepal, but now I'm immediate past president. Just I handed over my responsibility 2 years back. So I'm still leading the issues in the industry. I take the lead role in all activities. We have number of activities wise and how we have been doing in Nepal. I will share that later on. So just my name Basanta. Just for your note, Basanta Lamsal. I'm immediate past president of Nepal Microfinance Bank Association. That is called NMBA. So we do have network. Yeah. Thank you.
Madam Faiwan. You are muted, madam.
You are
Madam, you are muted. Yes.
Hello, good morning from your country, but in our country it's already in the afternoon now. So I quite confused about the time since so my our chairs, now Mr. Sumporn just called me that the meeting is started. Sorry for that. Okay, my name is Paiwan. I'm representative from Lao Micro Associations. And now I am an acting director of LMFA just from a few months ago. So it's nice to meet you all, and it's my first time. I'm pleased to join the meeting today. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Welcome, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning, Wendy.
My name is Wendy. I'm Secretary General of Microfinance Association in Cambodia. We also member of APRACA. Nice to see Dr. Prasun here. And I have my colleague join with me, Mr. Tongi. So Tongi, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tongi. I'm the head of communication at the Cambodian Microfinance Association. Nice to meet everyone after joining APRACA for a while.
Oh, yeah, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think Sophia.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sophia Jambadan, APRACA Secretariat. Nice to meet you all.
Thank you and welcome. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I think
we can start with your observation.
As per Gigi, it's my turn. I know, I must appreciate that all of you, those who could able to join. We are missing some of our colleagues and friends from other countries. As you all know, that APRACA is working in 24 countries of this region, but we do not have the membership of the Microfinance Association from all these countries. We do have few of them, but some of them are still missing today, like China is not here. We do not have the Pakistan. They are also our member. However, so far I feel that the initiative taken by Gigi and his team to support and bring the Microfinance Association all across this region to discuss, talk, and to understand each other, to have the cross learnings, and to find out what are the how the best practices in those countries are being working, and why it is not working in other countries. So kind of very good platform for the conversation. And APRACA is definitely will be one of the facilitator to this. But I mean, somebody has to take the lead, to continue this platform, because APRACA has many platforms. We have a training platform, we have a research platform, we have publication platform, we have a central bankers platform. So we are, so somebody has to take this lead, and definitely one of our member institution need to take this lead. APRACA is committed to support the microfinance. And for your information, like after I took over the Secretary General, we brought a new no rule in APRACA to bring one microfinance institution in our board. Previously, till 2015, there was no microfinance institution in APRACA board. So now APRACA board is a microfinance institution is in APRACA board. So we have already started this movement long back. Now current board member is KMBI from Philippines. Previously, it was Nepal also was there in our board. So APRACA is keen to know to start conversation with the microfinance, and the associations definitely are the better way, because it is they have the common voice. I personally have no other issues here, but because of we are running this network for last 46 years, so we have gained a lot of knowledge, and we have a repository of knowledge here, which we can share in case this particular platform need our support, and definitely as I said, that APRACA is already committed to this. And in our last meeting in Tokyo, we were discussing about, I just brought this into the light of that, because the theme was a little bit different, that the green for inclusion, green finance inclusion. I definitely would like that our microfinance association will start thinking about how the inclusive finance will be more greener, and the green finance can be included in the microfinance portfolios of the banks. So thank you very much. I would like to give this back to Saibal. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for your introduction. I mean, it's really very heartening to see all of us. We are working and we are here to discuss about the how can we take it forward. It's really very good. I mean, thank you once again. So let us start a kind of introduction about the industry, a country-specific introduction. It may not be very long. I mean, I will come back to you on the detailed thing, but I mean, to start with, if we can give a brief about our countries, this overall picture will be good. A bit of your outreach, bit of your portfolio, type of policy, and also like what are the challenges. That's all. Afterwards, we will discuss on that one for a minute or two. So, Vasanta, if I can ask you to start, it would be good.
Sure. Thank you, Saibal. And Good morning once again to everyone. Nepalese microfinance, if I talk about history, it's been nearly plus 30 years. We've been doing formal microfinancing. Before that, we had some government programs, but since 1990, early 90s, we started the formal microfinance program. Our model is very much the Grameen Bank model. If you guys are familiar with Bangladesh, that's the origin, Grameen Bank. So we've been following the very much same modality in terms of operations. We have more than 63 microfinance institutions that is regulated by central bank. We have four types of bank and financial institutions. Microfinance falls under D category, A, B, C, D. A falls under like A category is commercial bank. Category B is development bank, finance company, and category D is microfinance. So we are regulated and monitored by central bank in these four types of bank and finance institutions we have in Nepal. In terms of size, microfinance as a country is not that big, and we do have over 6 million, people associated with microfinance members. I would say 6 million. Out of them, 3.3 million are the borrowers. We work mostly with the women's, but lately we have started to work the male, counterpart as well. We have very few members, like nearly 5% male members. Otherwise, it's 95% are women. The clients and the members of microfinance institutions. Total portfolio is nearly $4 billion. If I convert Nepalese rupees into dollar, that's the total outstanding amount is $4 billion. As I said, we have 63 microfinance institutions, over 5,000 branch networks, nearly 25,000 staff members, and this how it the size is. In terms of policy, we are not allowed to collect public deposit, but we can deposit from the members. Some kind of deposits, so we have some savings from members, but that's not enough. But we do have a mechanism that central bank provides. Central bank has one mechanism or regulation that all the bank, ABC banks, they should provide at least 5% of their portfolio to microfinance as a wholesale fund. That is called deprived sector loan, DSL. Out of their total portfolio, 5% they should put aside and provide to microfinance institution for the loan, as a loan, wholesale loan. So that is the main source of microfinance institutions in Nepal. But now the fund, the total 5% is saturated. We are lacking required funds, so we have been asking central bank that we don't have enough resources. We need to have more resources, but this is a discussion going on. But we are thinking about some alternative source, how we can borrow loans, take loan, fund from outside the country, if we can borrow, or government can help us. These are the discussions going on now. If I talk challenges, some noise. If I talk about challenges of microfinance, we have actually, in terms of licensing, we had many in the past. We had nearly 100 microfinance, but because of too many, so central bank, pushed us to merge and come together, and then we have started merging and acquisition of microfinance. 2 or 3 institutions, they come together and make a one. This is what happening now. So from 100, it has come down to 63 now. It is the process is still going on, and then we are expecting by within next 6 months, then our number would be nearly 50. Downsizing. I mean, in terms of the total number is downsizing because of there are too many institutions, unhealthy competition, too crowded, and this was the problem. Because of that, we had over lending to the clients because many institutions were providing loan to one client because we did not have proper database, this system database, central database, so that we could track that whether someone has taken loan from other microfinance institutions. We didn't have that record. So we used to rely on the client, and then sometimes they were not honest. They just said we don't have, and then we used to provide the loan. So this has been the issue now because one person has taken loan from different institutions. So because of that, over indebtedness has shown some, we have some problems in the country. And then now recession, everyone probably very aware of, and then there may be some impact in your region as well. Recession impact, we have a recession impact. There is a business slowdown, economic activity very slow. Because of that, we have a repayment problem now. Many people, they have a repayment problem, because they have not been able to pay the installment timely. So we have been requesting central bank, and they are also positive to give some time relaxation to the clients, so that if they get some time, then they will be able to repay the loan. In general, microfinance is doing very well in the country, but because of too many institutions and lack of proper database system, central database system, we had some duplication issue. So this has come down now. Is central bank is now regulating, has brought new regulation for to control the duplication. We have a central database system in practice now. Now everyone is connected to the central database, and we report to the central credit information bureau. All the information of the credits. It has been just 2 years that we have started credit information reporting, bureau reporting. So now it's of course a way to correct, to make some correction, but we had some over indebtedness problem. But still, we have a very difficult geography. You might know the Nepalese, geography, because we have high mountain, hill, and so forth. There is no road access. There's no banking, formal banking services in the rural area, but microfinance is the only institution we have been in the very remote areas. Microfinance is the only, sector that we have the huge network. We are the only institution providing the access to finance to the poor people. But still, there are so many places, areas, they are out of the banking network. So we are pushing hard, trying to provide services to them. So we negotiate with the governments that they should provide some relaxation, some kind of policy relaxation for the microfinance who are providing, the banking service in the remote areas, because operating cost is very high in the area. So it's not, so they cannot run very easily. Other important part to share with you is microfinance programs, institutions are highly regulated in Nepal, very, very tough regulations we do have. We have an interest cap, we have a 15%, 15% interest cap for the microfinance. We can provide a loan. That's maximum interest that we can charge the client is 15%, 15. That is, I think, in terms of microfinance, that's the lowest rate probably.
Yeah,
one of,
right? But how do they get the money for that, for lending at 15%?
Yeah, that's interesting part, of course, because we do have as I said, we do have a deprived sector sector lending, but that we normally nowadays our cost is nearly 13%. We borrow at the rate of 13%. We are lending at the rate of 15%. So many microfinance have a problem now, because the rate is not very logical one, rational one. Because we have been requesting the central bank to revise the rate. Because before we used to have very low cost, like we used to get fund like 8-9%, below 10%, that was the case. But now, because of international recession and all this, market price has gone up, the rate has gone up. So we are borrowing loan 12, 13, even 14% sometimes, that is the case. So and then we are lending at the rate of 15. So there are some mismatch because it's not working properly. I'm optimistic that central bank, we have a new, fiscal year is starting after, let's say 15 days. Okay. After that new fiscal year, we may have a new regulations, new rule on the on interest rate. Because 15 is too low, we can't even survive with that, So that message is very clearly conveyed to central bank. They are very well aware of that. They are aware of, but still the policy has not been changed. Because other side is the client side, is the consumer side. They say that we need to have a very low cost microfinance. Microfinance rate should be very low. That's a demand from the public. But as in between practitioner, we borrow loan at a rate of 12-13% and lend at the rate of 15%. So we have a maximum 2% that is spread, which is not even doesn't cover even our operational cost.
Definitely.
That's the situation.
So what is the
I think
NPA
this
level?
rate will be
Basmati?
changed. Sorry.
What is the NPA level? What is the portfolio at risk?
Well, total portfolio I said is over $4 billion. 4 billion in total outstanding.
How much is the defaulted amount? What
Repayment
Default,
percentage.
okay, I'm coming. We used to have a nearly 3% NPA, 6 months back. But because
Okay.
of this new recession and then tight central bank's policy and then this Credit Information Bureau and then there is one very serious directive that has been issued most recently is central bank issued one directive that one institution, one client.
Okay.
Before we
Okay.
used to have a one client, many institutions. One client
Okay.
was borrowing loan from different institutions, right?
Okay.
From March 2023 this year, central bank issued a new directive that one institution, one client. If someone is borrowing from different institution, we cannot even renew the loan. We cannot do anything with them. We cannot provide a new loan to them if someone has already taken loan from other institutions. So because of that, no one can touch anything with the loan. And then now NPS has gone up because they are not able to pay the loan because of recession. And we cannot give more time, reschedule, and then work on the credit, like a reschedule and on the time, give more time to the client. So we cannot touch the credit, the agreement whatever we had in the past. Because of that, we have an NPA has gone up. Now it's in industry average is nearly 10%.
Okay.
Because of the tight regulation, I would say. Because
Okay.
central bank didn't allow to give to renew the loan, to reschedule the loan, and that was completely restricted. Because of that, people were not able to pay the loan timely, and they wanted to have more time. They wanted to have rescheduled the loan and this and that, but central bank was in against that. But most recently, a few days back, they allowed us. Now you can go ahead with that in a rescheduling because of the NPS has gone very high. So that is a recent scenario. Hopefully within 3 weeks from now, people are, it's end of our fiscal year. The July mid is the end of fiscal year. So
Okay.
by the time we have a different scenario of the NPA, because the microfinance will work on the rescheduling of some loans. People are honest, people are paying some loan, but not enough to pay their total, the schedule, that installment, but still they are in contact, they are trying to pay. That case, we will be very flexible on that, and then we'll allow them more time, like if the loan is like a maturity date in 6 months, then we can add 1 year more, and then that will become 1.5 years. Then they will their installment will be smaller one, and they can pay it easily. That is the mechanism. That is the policy that most recently central bank has issued. So with that, I think microfinance are working on now on that. Hopefully within 3 weeks time, by end of this fiscal year, the NPA will be less than 5. That is expected. The expected rate. So now I would say.
So in such a scenario, even your margin which is allowed by the central bank at 2% or 1%, whatever it is, it looks to be very, very less. Nothing is left.
Yeah, it's not logical. There is no rational actually.
No
There is
rational,
no rational.
no
It's not rational. Because we have been changing, because central bank has kind of pressure, political pressure, public pressure, government pressure. The political leader, they are saying, no, you cannot raise interest rate. No, you cannot raise interest rate. But what is the option then? But if that is the case, we should have subsidized loan, rate, on the borrowing, on our borrowing. But there is no. That's something has to work out.
Correct.
It's not fixed, but political leader, they want to have microfinance interest at lower side because of public pressure. And for us, we don't find the loan like a fund at the lower cost, so we have to pay 12-13% to borrow the loan, and that is the situation. But once the situation is a bit better, then central bank is trying to review the rate, and then probably we would have an opportunity to fix our interest rate on the basis of our base rate. if I talk about base rate, industry base rate is like 13-14%. 14% at the base rate. I mean, the cost of fund plus, the operating, that's a normal base rate is 14-15% now. So we are lending at the rate of 15. So industry, that's the scenario now. But I'm very optimistic that will be changed soon.
Right.
I mean, I'm very
Yeah,
surprised
otherwise,
that in
industries, sorry, yeah, if any other issue that you want to know, any question?
I think
it's fine, but we were very surprised that in 2%, how
no,
people here.
that I think they'll have to change.
No,
They'll
yeah,
have to
if
change.
it no, as I said, it's a very short term because we didn't have that high borrowing rate
NPA.
in the past. This is just
That's-
recently after let's say last 6 months the rate has gone up. Before that we used to have a lower side.
okay.
Now
okay.
because of that now we have a problem. But I'm optimistic that central bank will review the rate. Have a new policy, new
Right.
new.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very good. I mean, very good elaboration, and we could learn a lot of things. And also, we do have similar terrain, and trust me, we do have the same issue in the northeast, where this northeast and also the deeper west side, the same issues that the cost of operation is very high. But if they put that cost of operation, the end clients, your this rate of interest will be very high. So, if I can now from Vasanta, if I can go to Lao Association of Microfinance.
Okay.
Sorry, Saiful, I probably, are you asking something? I could not get it today.
No, I'm not asking. I'm thanking you.
All right, thank you. All right, welcome.
Yeah.
No, it was some broken sound, so I could not get it
Okay,
clearly.
no.
All right,
No.
thank you. Thank you.
Ma'am, yes.
Yes, maybe I just a brief introduction about MFA first and about our member as MFI, no? As the associations, LMFA established in 2007, seven as the microfinance working group, and then in 2018 we got the license as the association, as the non-profit organizations now from the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Bank of Laos as the associations. And now today we have a total member altogether as the MFIs, altogether 85 members, that including 17 DT MFI and 68 non-deposit taking MFI is our member. And in the sector, they are all together for deposit and deposit, non-deposit and deposit taking all together that got a license from the Bank of Laos is total is 132 for two type of MFI. So become a member just allow 61% of the regulated MFIs. Actually, in Laos, we have like 5 type of MFI that supervisions from the Bank of Laos. One is deposit taking. Second is non-deposit, and we also have like ACU, no, credit saving and credit union, and post shop, and also the leasing is also supervised by the Banks of Laos. So for our members, just only 2 types, now deposit taking and non-deposit taking MFIs.
Okay.
Yes, our organizations, we have the BOD. BOD is come from our representative from the MFI's member, that there was elected in the General Assembly every 3 years, no, to be a board of director of our MFAs. And then we have like association office, like that operates the daily activity of their associations. Yes, for our activity now we have like 4 main core activity that we provided to our members. One is like capacity building. In this activity, we have like the most important course that we regularly provide to our members is we call our MCC or microfinance certificate course that we organize regularly for our member that they can send to, and this course actually is last 20 days training, including 8 modules now about microfinance management. This is regular course that we provide to our member, and additional training we based on the needs of our members. Now, needs assessment from our member, then we can provide or organize for them now to choice. And the second one is like we have activity for knowledge management and financial monitoring. This is we regularly now we try to do like a study now for the useful topic for the sector at least once a topic per year. That's as the plans. And also we are monitoring our members, member performance. Like we collecting the financial performance like from our member now in the fact sheets tool twice a year, just only in June and December. This is and another activity is about advocacy and consumer protections. This is we are the center to coordinate among the various of stakeholders and yes, to build trust of the sector and understand the sector. This is we also do that. And also we are like a center for exchange knowledge meeting for the MFIs not around the countries. And also the last one is about the MFA itself, about to strengthening the organization development. It means that we ensure the sustainability of MFA and development of the human resources. Now we usually provide the training to a key staff of the MFAs, not to be a trainer from ourselves now. Yes, that's about the MFAs. So in terms of the policies now, MFI in Laos, we have like comply with the degree. Now we have microfinance degree that MFI have to be complied, and also other related policies. No. Yes. And yes, that's all about MFA.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
How is the recovery performance of the member institutions?
The performance, if you look at the quality of the portfolio, in the regulations say that our portfolio at least not higher than 5%. But as our monitoring the performance of our member is not higher than 5%, is around like 3 or 4% annually.
Okay.
In average now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And in terms of the size, you may know that MFI in Laos is quite small if you compare to another country around us. If it's also the regulations say the maximum now loan ceiling that MFI can provide to the member is 1 million skip. 1 million skip is maybe around 5.9 thousand US dollar. Yes.
I do have a question. I do have a little bit understanding from my need, little bit understanding from you how your these deposit taking microfinance institutions are working. Like, do they have special this your policies for them, or how is it working? What's their portfolio quality?
For deposit taking and deposit and non-deposits, they have the same degree now, the same degree,
Okay.
but it's a also specific part for the deposit taking as
Okay.
well. And
Okay.
also they have like about the ratios now from the Bank of Laos to monitoring the financial situations of the MFI as well, that they have to comply and they have to follow.
Mm.
In terms of the quality of the loan portfolio, I think, in my opinion, deposit taking is quite good if we
Okay.
compare to non-deposit taking, because as a deposit taking, they have like strict and more rules to comply, in terms of the regulations. Yeah, and they have to be checked or audited by the Bank of Laos annually. For yeah.
Okay.
It's entirely regulated by the central bank. That's what you're saying, man. Your MFIs are entirely regulated by central bank, isn't it?
Yes, the number of MFI regulated by the bank for deposit taking altogether 20 deposit taking. Yes, 20 MFIs for deposit taking, and non-deposit taking is 112 non-deposit taking regulated by the Bank of Laos.
Okay.
Actually, both of them are being regulated by the central bank.
Yes,
Correct.
yes, of
The
course.
policy is common for all of them.
Yes.
Right. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much. So if I can go to
Okay.
representative of Cambodia.
Okay.
You?
Thank you.
You are muted.
Thank you.
You are muted. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, very much.
Okay, I hope this may have a bit easier for understanding. So again, I'm Tong Yi from Cambodia Microfinance Association. I hope this slide make it a bit easier for you. So basically, this is a brief history of microfinance in Cambodia. So began in 80 and 90 as a development program, and in early 2000 has become commercialized. And from the 2010s, the sector has grown rapidly, and very much in Cambodia, microfinance are under central bank, and they are very much similar to banks. For CMA, we are a non-profit organization that aim to encourage Cambodian people to access to microfinance, to formal financial services by strengthening a sustainable financial system. We were registered in 2024 formally and have grown since. So to ensure that the financial system is sustainable, although CMA is founded by MFI, but the objective goal of CMA is not to only look at or serve the MFI. We look at the system in general. So we look at both the demand side and the supply side. And because we have diversified our source of income, our financial source, only about 30 to 40% of CMA income is covered by our members. So that's also leverage CMA effort in the work for client protection and other work in financial literacy as well. I'm going to skip this part. At CMA, we have 4 strategic goals. The first one is on the sector resilience and sustainability, especially after the COVID, and the sector have grown significantly as well. So this is our priority. The pillar 2, which my department oversee, include financial literacy, the microfinance image, as well as the trust among the public. And the third component is about capacity building, professionalism, and human resource for the sector. Because the microfinance sector is now under resourced. We need to build more resource to serve the sector. And the pillar 4 is about building CMA ourselves to serve the member who have been growing very fast. CMA needs stronger as well. CMA currently have 100 by 2020. 2022 we have 121 members. Currently we have 25 members. We have a secretariat team who are full-time staff of about 20 people. We have 13 board members who are make the CEO of microfinance leasing company and rural credit operation. And we have 15 branch network, 16 6 board committee, 3 task force, and 10 advisory club. This is the structure of CMA. So we have the upper level who are basically the board arm, and the green level are mainly the secretariat team. So a lot of tasks are under the secretariat team because secretariat team are viewed as more independent, and a lot of decision made by the secretariat team is more respected by the member, because sometimes the board, because they own microfinance, they could sometimes be viewed as by us as well. So there are cases where the central bank only work with the secretariat team, but also cases where the central bank will work with the board of directors. In terms of membership, this is the membership growth. So currently we have 4 types of member. The first one is commercial bank. Second one is MDI, microfinance with deposit license, and the third type is microfinance institution without deposit. And we have leasing company, and we have rural credit institution as well who are our member.
What is MD? Excuse me, what is MDI?
MDI is microfinance with deposit license.
Okay.
So MDI is very much like commercial bank. They are only restricted for international transaction comparing to fully commercial bank. This is the credit growth among microfinance sector in Cambodia. So please note that this data does not include banks, because currently we also have 5 banks. So this is purely about microfinance. So by the end of 2022, we have around 2 million clients with 8 billion US dollar loan portfolio. But the latest data last month is 9.6 billion US dollar with 2.1 million clients. So the microfinance sector coverage about 60% of the total client in the banking and finance industry. The total client in the whole sector is about 4 million accounts, and microfinance cover about 60% of the client. In terms of loan portfolio for the whole sector is about nearly 50 billion US dollar, and the microfinance cover only about 20% of the loan portfolio. So if CMA include over 5 member banks, so currently CMA member are already serving about 70% of the Cambodian borrower. These are the loan classification, loan segmentation we are serving to different sectors that include agriculture, trade, and commerce. So the biggest is household consumption. Unfortunately, this data is wrong, because we look again, because we see the data is very unusually high. So now we are working with the central bank to restructure the way they collect the data. If you look at the normal household loan in Cambodia, it's around 10%, but because the old structure is does not really represent with the current status, so everybody just move any unclassified loan as a household loan. And the second big one is retail and commerce, which is about 22%. Agriculture is about 18%, while other service is about 14% in Cambodia. Currently, only 5 MFI are. Okay, sorry. So this is the PAR portfolio at risk. So you probably see in Cambodia it's relatively low, around 1%. But during the COVID, it significantly increased to 2.5%. But in from 2023, the loan restructure policy, which is a more relaxed regulation introduced by central bank to help clients affected by the COVID-19 was exited. So that's why now, if you look at the portfolio at risk, it's about 44%. This is the data of deposit. Among 80 microfinance in Cambodia, only 5 has the license to take deposit. So currently, these 5 microfinance deposit taking institution, or we call MDI, have about 2.7 million depositor with the deposit of more than 4 billion US dollar. In here, it's 4.7. Sorry, the number is a bit messed up. But so now we have about 2.7 million depositor with 4.7 billion deposit. These are the number of employees in the sector. Again, in Cambodia, we are under resourced. We need more staff to work in bank or microfinance. So it's one of CMA priority to recruit and to train more staff, to train university to be ready for the job. So we see that this is also a priority to ensure the sustainability of the sector. I guess these are not very relevant anymore. If you have any question, please feel free to ask.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Very well presented. Very
Yes.
nicely presented.
It's very good. I mean, so we do have Cambodia and we do have Laos. They do have these deposit taking facilities with the microfinance sector. So it's a good thing which we can also learn from them. I mean, coming back to us, I would like also to present this your Sa-Dhan's thing. So would you like to? So if you can run that one. So we run that presentation. I think we need. Please here and go. Just give us a while.
Are you sharing your?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Is it visible now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Now visible. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Next, give that one to me.
Yeah.
So this is the objective of this meeting where we, as all of us, we understood that we are trying to bring together the convergence of idea, bring together all the institutions on one common platform to bring together the learnings, the knowledge, and also the challenge, and also how can we make it a cross-learning thing? Two areas have already, emerged in my mind. So let me go to the next one. This is the membership profile of Sa-Dhan. And Sa-Dhan, as Mr. Mamin has already told, all of us, that it is the
You go to
inclusive.
the next slide, not the
Have
next slide. Somebody
you
has to go
gone?
to the- No, we are in the same slide.
First slide only?
Yeah, it is
So-
the same slide. It is showing the first page, the objective.
No. Just.
Do we need to?
Who is presenting? Actually, it's not also full screen, huh? It should be full screen.
I don't think.
Come.
You can restart. I think, yeah.
Yeah,
Now
I
it's
will
okay.
start.
Yeah, second.
Yeah,
Mm.
can you go to the full screen mode also?
Just a minute. Hold.
Yeah, it is below is the full screen mode.
Yeah,
Can
it
you
is
go
there.
to? No, it's still not full screen. No.
Is it full now?
No. It is not in the full screen mode.
Okay.
First, you have to do the enable editing. Please do enable editing and then go to the full screen mode.
Now.
Now
Is it full screen now?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Okay.
You do it again. Enable editing.
Enable editing. Now full screen करो. उसका full screen करो.
Complete
नीचे.
off.
Yeah.
Is it full screen? Is it full screen now?
We cannot see now.
Yeah.
This is not.
Share. Go to the share.
शुरू से करो यार.
Sharing. Yes.
Now make it full screen.
No. Not full screen yet. Yes.
Perfect.
It's now full
Okay.
screen, right?
Yes.
Good.
उसको दे दो. So as Mr. Mamen already told us that it is very inclusive association. It is it is the oldest association in microfinance sector of India. We do have two, but ours is more like very inclusive. So we do have banks, we do have non-banking financial companies, we do have these not-for-profit companies like cooperatives, societies, Section 8 companies. These are this segment of not-for-profit. They are NGO types. And we do have small finance bank, and also we do have SHBI. SHBI is like, this is the savings-based model. But this is not, the savings is not parked with the institution, it is parked in the bank. So in microfinance segment of India, we are not supposed to be mobilized any saving. So ours is only lending, and that too without collateral. So this is overall Sa-Dhan. So Sa-Dhan has basically three segments. One segment is your industry building segment. So industry building segment is like, that we do have state level engagement. State level means this provincial state level engagement. We do have the policy analysis, policy advocacy. We do have the sector building, capacity building, and also knowledge building side. Then we do have this your self-regulatory. We are designated as self-regulatory organization. This is very unique in Indian sector that there is a mid-level like agency between regulator and the retail level institution, like between microfinance institutions and banks. So it is called self-regulatory organization. Sa-Dhan is designated as self-regulatory organization. What we do, our work is monitoring the segment and reporting to central bank. Our central bank is called Reserve Bank of India. So we do the monitoring and we report to them. Another part is also industry update. So we send them the industry update. What is the need of the segment? What is the need of the people, what's the need of the product? So we communicate to them. So this is one of the areas. And the third thing, what we do very closely with them is actually doing some studies that they need some study, they need some data. So we give them those data, those studies, everything. So it is now bringing me to other segment, which is data and research analysis. So we do have very strong over last 14, 15 years. we have developed our state-of-art data analytics in Sa-Dhan. In this data analytics, not only we understand that what's the I mean progress of the industry, but we can also analyze the risk statement, that in which zone the risk is higher, in which zone the risk is lower, and why these risks are there. So this is one of the things which we have, and we come up with Bharat Microfinance Report, which is a reference document for the policymakers and your this regulators. So always they consult with us for the data. So it is not one day's work. It has last 14 years we are working on it, and now it is very structured. But you know that there is always scope for improvement. We do that one, and the need of the sector is also changing. The need of the this your regulator is changing. The need of the third party is changing. So we are also model. I mean, what do you call, like adapting all those things in there. Then we do have capacity building. We have very strong capacity building initiatives. Nowadays, lot of things we are taking, we are doing it on technology like webinars and others, and it is highly required for the segment, because as like around 90% of our microfinance segment is regulated. So now and then we this regulator they come up with regulator comes up with some like your what do you call this your notifications are other. So we need to develop the capacity. This is one side. Another side is also the product side. Lot of over the 25 years. So it is Sa-Dhan is 25 years old institution. So over 25 years, we could understand that one product, mono product may not be, I mean, like may not be helpful that much. So we are doing the product diversification. Then we do the institutional side, like your data management, financial management, governance, good governance. We do the capacity building on it, and we do a lot of special product. So this thing brought me the other thing is the special product. So as I was telling you that you know this on in our 25 years of work in this segment, what we could understand that one mono vanilla product may not be working. So we need to diversify the product. So how do we do it? So then we started doing this, all these projects like water and sanitation is there, your clean energy product, this initiative is there, then your there's a housing is there. So this kind of things we undertake. We try to assess the market, we try to support the market, and we also come up with some policy notes in and around it. So this is the SRO framework. It is not necessary. We have both. So these are the predominant products of this your Indian microfinance overall. Huh? So it is loan, savings, insurance, remittance, MSME loan, health loan, was loan. These are the loans. So basically loans and this your SHG promoting institution, self-help group promoting institution, they do have the savings. So mostly your loans, savings, and also insurance. So this is what we can have understanding that the borrowers, how many borrowers we are reaching. It is your 448 lakhs
But lakh is 10 lakhs is 1 million.
million.
So it is 44 million.
So we are reaching to 44 million. So this is the microfinance segment, not SHG promoting institution. So this is microfinance. So reference is our Bharat Microfinance report. This is wonderful report. You can always go to our website and you can download it. And our portfolio, you are seeing that 136 crore. This
That is 1.35 trillion Indian rupee. It's almost how many? It's around 20 billion.
20 billion, yes,
Yes.
2021 billion. 2021 billion USD.
But this is for only for our members. In addition to this, we have also other sectoral players like banks and NBFCs. All put together, if you see the sector as a whole, it is 3.52 trillion Indian rupee, which is almost 44 billion USD.
So this is all, means all of us we face this one. There's economic growth, poor population in Asian countries. So how we are facilitating. These are some of the areas we think that we, all of us, we do have same challenge. Standalone association. So now when we are discussing, we are getting to understand a lot of things, lot of initiatives that they are in different countries. In Southern, in India, we do have this this SRO structure. We do have our data structure. We do have our capacity building side. In other countries, you are also doing. So standalone association possibly in nowadays we need to really what do you call extrapolate the things to really reach to the poor clients, poor people. This is what we were thinking, that if we can create a superstructure, which we are actually thinking, it is basically to exchange the ideas, the capacity building of the CEOs and the senior officials of the association on different issues. Then Asia Pacific level creation of fund dedicated to the microfinance sector. The linkages with the policy makers, like in Laos and Cambodia, you have this deposit taking MFIs, but in India we don't have. So how can we build up a link between those countries and our this regulator to have a exchange of ideas? I can understand that those are the small countries, it is tractable, but India is a very big, diverse, but it is very interesting to know that one. Like in one African country, that's called Uganda. This Uganda has a policy for this regulation. Three types of regulators are there. So we also learn from them. So if we can exchange the learnings from each other, would be very good. Then this common platform for policy advocacy and all these things, and also tailor-made products. How can we develop a kind of country-specific? So we need to really think progressively, and we really need to build up a common consensus. That maybe in 1 year we cannot do 10,000 things. I can agree. So maybe one, two things if we can do, it would be good to take it forward.
Okay, let's get it.
Yeah.
Just come out.
That's it. Shall I?
Okay. This was a brief presentation of what is happening in India as far as microfinance is concerned. I just wanted to add a couple of points more. In India, the microfinance started somewhere in the early 90s. In fact, we have two streams of microfinance, which he touched upon. We started with something called a self-help group bank linkage program, where there is a group of members, mostly women. They are brought together, and first they are encouraged to do some small savings, some thrift among themselves, and that money is utilized for their internal lending first. So once they learn the tricks of savings and lending and recovery, then they would be linked to a bank, because India banking structure is quite much better than many other countries. So we have got a well spread banking structure across, but still it is not sufficient to meet everyone. That's the need why you need the microfinance sector. So, but then still there are banks available in many places. So what they do is that once the groups become a matured group, they have learned the tricks of saving, keeping accounts, giving loans and collection. Then they would get linked to a bank, local bank, which will give them the money on the proportion of how much they are saved. If they are saved X rupees, then 2X would be given as a loan. If they are, sometimes it will be given 3X or 4X, whatever is, depending on the structure of depending on the maturity level of the group. This is one stream of microfinance we have. Then we also have something like all of your countries. We also have adopted something similar to what Grameen Bank model, that is Bangladesh model, is doing. That is having small groups and lending through them. There, of course, there is no deposit taking. Is there only? It's a credit product. Only loan is given through the groups, and the group uses it and recovers from the group. And there is a joint liability concept which makes them bound to each other and to make the repayment perfect. So these are the two channels we have. And today, together, if you see, it's more than 5 trillion Indian rupees, our value, which could be around 60 US dollars or so, 60 billion US dollars. So that is the kind of the size of the market India has in microfinance sector. Second point I wanted to bring is that about the regulation aspect. You see, India, unlike in many other countries, we did not have a very strong regulation till 2010. it was not fully regulated by any specific authority, central bank or anybody. After 2010 only, the first step to regulation was started, and it is being regulated by the central bank. And so they came out with a set of norms and regulatory norms framework for the MFIs, especially those which are regulated by the Reserve Bank, the Central Bank of India. So there they are very clearly spelled out what should be the should be the things should the MFI should do. I mean, how much, what should be the rate of interest, what should be the quantum of loan given. All those things were very clearly specified. That was the first step of regulation which the central bank did. As part of that, central bank, what they did is that they also said that the association of microfinance like Sa-Dhan is recognized as a self-regulatory organization. Since central bank cannot reach to all the microfinance institutions because we have around 200 plus microfinance institutions across the country. So it's not possible for the central bank to monitor each and every MFI directly. So what they decided was that we'll have a self-regulatory organization. So Sa-Dhan was recognized as a self-regulatory organization, and we have a quasi-regulatory role. So we do collect that information. We keep a watch on the microfinance institutions activities. We have prepared an industry-wide code of conduct. In code of conduct, we have clearly listed out what are the things can be done, what should not be done. All those things are there. So keeping a watch on the implementation of code of conduct, keeping a watch on the implementation of the regulatory framework of the Reserve Bank of India, the central bank, and keeping them reported to the central bank. That was the thing with as an SRO we are doing, self-regulatory organization. Now we have come to another level. In 2022, Reserve Bank of India, the central bank has come out with a new framework, new regulatory framework. What they have done is that, having seen the performance of microfinance institutions over the last 10 years after the regulations were introduced, they felt that microfinance institutions are quite matured. They are now, come out of age, so they can be given a little more freedom. So now what they have done is, especially with the backdrop of the COVID, we know that in COVID, a lot of NPAs were built up, a lot of losses were suffered by the microfinance institution. So our central bank felt that probably a little more liberalization is required, a little more freedom should be given to the microfinance institution. So what they've done is that they have taken away a lot of the restrictions regarding the maybe the number of lenders or the repayment, the interest rates. Those kind of norms were taken away, and they said that each MFI will have a board-approved policy on these, and they will clearly spell out how much should be the interest rate to be charged, and they should also make a mention of that in the loan cards being issued to the borrowers. It should be displayed on the notice board of the MFIs. So they have a transparent policy. There should be a policy. It should be transparent, and it should be made known to everyone. And based on that, they can go ahead. So accordingly, now we don't see much change. Hardly 2 or 3% increase has been seen in the interest rate regime. At the moment, I'll tell you, our interest rates vary from 17%, as low as 17% in one of the MFIs, to go up to say 24 or 25%. That is what the percentage of it. Here, when we are discussing with Ms. Basanta, see, our cost of borrowing is average cost of borrowing comes to around 10 to 12%. And you have around 8 to 9% of operational cost, because we all know that it's a feet on street model, because the MFIs go to the field, meet the borrowers, and does the business in their doorstep, at their doorstep. So it's a costly affair. Collections are done physically, or go to the field and does that. So the cost of operations are slightly higher. Risk is slightly higher. We all know it's a non-collateralized loan which is being given, so the risk is more. So putting all this cost into effect, the cost of lending comes to somewhere around 22 to 23%, which is quite reasonable, I feel, at the present moment. But then we expect that this will come down, because as the rate of interest comes down, as the cost of borrowing comes down, as the things becomes much more better, things will be improved. So this is the kind of situation in India, and yeah, I think that is what I thought I'd add to it.
Thank you very much. So now our this presentation and orientation to each other is now we have accomplished. we have to now plan a bit that what shall we be doing in maybe in 6 months of time. Let us structure a bit. From Sa-Dhan's end, from Apraka's end, possibly we can moderate the thing, but we also need to identify a bit of activities, 1, 2 activities if we can do. Mr. Dr. Das, I'll be looking forward to hear from you also that what are the activities and how can we moderate the thing. It would be good to hear from you. One thing is coming from my means from my side is like if we can aggregate the what do you call a kind of 2 page or 3 page documents on the sectoral documents that what are the portfolio, what are the outreach, what are the policies, what are the challenges, issues, everything from each country. If we can get all those 3 pages or 4 pages, then we can come up with a compendium of the policy or industry analysis. So from South India, we can do that one. One thing is coming in my mind. So apart from that, all of us, we are now it is open forum. We can discuss about this.
And as I mentioned in the beginning, we have a national conference coming up in the month of May, in the month of November. So probably we can all meet maybe in Delhi. We can send an invitation to all of you, and we can meet here. Maybe we can have a kind of panel where we can also have some because normally this conference has got several panel discussions happening. Maybe one such panel could be exchange of information, I mean, cross-country
Asia Pacific.
sharing of information of kind of that sort. So maybe one activity could be to meet in Delhi. Prasanta, I hand over to you for your panel comments.
First of all, I should thank all of you for the for your presentation and also the information you shared in this program, in this event. Actually, there are a couple of things I think will be very interesting now on. Because we are talking about the voluntarily, we are coming together to understand each other and to support each other. So there are two major areas. One is understanding each other and support each other. Like as Soival was telling that in Cambodia, Laos, there is a deposit taking, there is non-deposit taking, which is different in India, in Bangladesh, it is different. So there are differences in their operation. So which can be can be coming together in as Gigi was telling about participating in an international forum or maybe a national forum where there will be one session specially dedicated to the international microfinance association like from Cambodia or from Laos or Bangladesh or maybe Nepal, so that they can also come up because other participants in your national conference may not know about the change. They have the different kind of operation in other countries. So microfinance is not common even within the sub-region. So we need to actually sensitize the people. So might be kind of sensitization will be important, and hopefully if you can commit some dedicated session, I think there can be there can be some. Who said it's not? Are you not able? Are you not able to hear me?
Okay. No, ma'am, can you hear? Okay.
Can you hear us,
I
ma'am?
can hear you. I can hear you well.
Yeah. I'm talking about
From
Laos.
Okay,
Now-
yes. Sometimes
Okay.
it's noisy, yes, and I cannot hear
Okay.
very well. Sorry.
Oh,
Because
it's
it's
okay.
hitting
fine.
very hard.
It's
yeah.
okay. So that
That's
is
fine.
one is that because we have to get matured to come more closer and to do a voluntary superstructure where what we are actually thinking of, and what will be the value we will get out of it, and how it will operate, the standard operating procedures, and all these things will come in the later stage. So to meet up with this kind of conference where all of us can exchange our views and also the issues and challenges. But before that, if we can also, as proposed by Saibal, if we can send out a format to each of our each of these microfinance association, that what exactly I mean we need from them. What are
Right.
the areas of information we would like to note from them, which we can compile into a kind of a paper. It will not be kind of normal like academic paper or something, but kind of paper where we can say that, oh, well, these are the 5 or 6 countries in the region who has this these are the issues, these are the challenges, these are their plus, these are their minuses. So all these things we can document and can be used in the national conference, as Gigi was telling. So if that can be kind of one kind of a document for the background document for the conference. So so I think that if we can prepare that and send out to them, that these are the, like, not a very huge like 4 or 5 lines, or maybe a table format, what actually you need to understand the microfinance in other countries. So I think that will be kind of starting point for us also, to find out that what are the areas the cooperation is required, the more conversation is required, more dialogue is required. I think that area we need to know. I do not have much to say on this. I saw CMA, Cambodia Microfinance Association, also have a national conference. When it is?
It's in
Then?
November, 24th November, I think.
Yeah,
No,
24.
that's yours.
November, yeah. November 23rd.
I'm
Yes,
talking about
yes, on
CMA.
24th
24
November.
November.
Ah, okay. So it will be almost, oh
Yeah.
yes, 24th November in same room. Okay.
See, the thing is that it doesn't matter where is it. It would be good because in India we do have this structure where we can learn a lot, and you can also contribute because a lot of policymakers and other people, they come here. So
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. No problem. I mean,
anywhere we can meet.
So can we get some view of Basanta?
what?
No, I was asking Basanta whether he can give
Oh,
some view.
Basanta, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's a good idea to have a kind of this structure, superstructure that already proposed. But I also agree some kind of initiation and then opinion to have from the potential members. That, like Prasun said, what we can do probably develop one kind of checklist format, then ask what would be our interest to be in a super structure.
Yeah.
Like Nepalese microfinance practitioner, what I want to have a support and what kind of interest I have as industry I'm talking about.
Right.
What Nepalese microfinance industry wants from the other microfinance, other who are in the region. So this kind of our interest. So I may have a different interest, and then like other colleagues, association may have a different one. So if we can have a this collection, then we can set up the objective of the this superstructure that we we are assuming we are planning to have. So then that would be a good start. Let's say if microfinance, if you ask me, Nepalese microfinance, what would be our interest? Of course, this regional exchange, the ideas shared, capacity building, of course, that would be, and then this would be our area of interest, Then let's have that opinion first. Then as a Southern team, you have doing a great job. If you can start with the that initiative, and then we can respond to you with our opinion, and then next step we can definitely form if required form a committee and the coordination committee, whatever say, then we can move ahead. Because there are a lot of things we can learn from each other.
Yeah.
A lot of things, because we have been doing a lot of different practices. We do have one practice, Cambodia, Laos, and then India. Definitely, India is a huge country, and a lot of main institutions, a lot of learnings we can have from India. So these are things I think that first we start that with to learn is each other. I mean, to have opinion from the different countries, and then with that base we can develop our objective and institutions frame and all. Then we can form a superstructure if we all
Perfectly fine.
agree. We need to have that one. So that's my
Okay.
opinion. I think I will be very interested to have that kind of network, to be part of that, and then of course from the Nepalese microfinance. So we'll definitely get back to you with our opinion. As a Southern team, there I would talk to you, individually, because if we can have some kind of collaboration immediately starting from soon.
Sure.
So I can bring some CEOs and to your country, to your institution, have experience shared. I can
Definitely.
invite you guys into to our country, and this kind of things we can start immediately. But as a structure, regional structure, the association, we can definitely think about that. That would be great, to have such institution. Because so let's start working on that.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
then
it is
definitely
getting-
someday in the future we will have that structure probably.
Right.
Thank you. That's my initial points anyway. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vasanta. That's what actually we are also looking forward when we were discussing with Dr. Das. And one of the possibilities we can also have a kind of like this, this exchange visits.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is one of the things. And to inform you, the Sa-Dhan is, Sa-Dhan is very much, what do you call it? They always get this kind of visitors to learn from India. So very soon we'll be getting a delegation from Ethiopia.
Next week.
Next week.
Next week they are coming.
So they come, they learn, and also they share their experience with us also. We also learn from them.
And can we get some views of Laos CMA, ma'am? Faivana. Yeah. You have any?
You are on mute, ma'am.
Yes, from Lao Microfinance Association, it is my first time to join the conference, and I think it's very helpful and very useful network that I can join and learn experience from your time. And once from my side is from, I'm not yet the member of the APRACA, I mean. So this is also come to my mind that how can I come to your
No
members
problem. No
to
issues.
get a further, yes.
See, when Lao Microfinance Association was formed with the ADAs, the help of ADA, I was
Yes.
one of the you can say the engineer for that.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Great.
Okay,
Yes.
ADA helped them to develop the
Yes,
association.
yes.
Acha,
And,
acha.
yeah. And
Right,
Aplaka
right.
was the
Part of-
mentor. Aplaka was the mentor to ADA on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Because we were also working with ADA for capacity building side long back. They wanted
Yeah.
to do something with us. Long back.
Yeah. Now we are working with ADA on one of our project in government of Germany. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Can we get some view from Cambodia? Yeah.
Yeah.
For CMA, one of the goals we join Africa is we want to learn more from other countries on the new product development on agriculture. Agriculture is a big sector, and we want Cambodian farmer to have better access to finance. But as the association, what we have observed is that over the past 2 decades, the new product the targeting Cambodian farmer was not very innovative, not very diverse. So we really want to encourage our members to innovate their product to better to have new product that can really better serve the need of Cambodian farmer. Over the past decade, we see the significantly decrease in terms of segmentation, loan segmentation to agriculture. So we really want to learn from other countries in this area. But at the same time, I think Cambodia also has some lesson to share, probably if you are interested, especially in the area of self-regulation. So I think, especially in the European market, CMA is recognized as a mini regulator in Cambodia, where we have introduced many tools to regulate the sector to ensure that it grows healthily. Because the sector have grown significantly in the past 2 decades. Those tools include the lending guideline, where we control, where we manage the refinancing. Other tools including code of equitable lending, and the latest update is that because in the past only CMA members are abide by the regulation. So in the last 3 years, we have expanded our tool by working closely with the Association of Banks in Cambodia to expand the outreach of these tools to the banking industry. So now, no matter if you are bank or microfinance, you have to abide by the regulation introduced by CMA to ensure the industry grows healthily. So that's an area where we can share, and we also have experience sharing to other countries on the progress of the sector. This year we have hosted 2 visits from Laos and from Nepal as well. But we also really hope to learn from other countries as well.
Thank you very much. Yes, that's the thing. All of us, the one thing is very significant and also very spectacular, that all of us, we are looking forward to learn from each other and getting a platform. This is very heartening to know from each other. Thank you very much. That's also the thing we were thinking from Sa-Dhan and Africa's aim, that you should promote a platform where we can discuss the thing, where we can understand the thing, where we can learn the thing. Yeah, thank you very much. So 2 things which came. One is this what Mr. Dr. Das was talking about, this format. So definitely we will be sending out a format on this. We will first draft it, and we will also have a consultation with Aprak. Then we will circulate it to everyone of all of us, and we will pull together that there's a this your Vasanta's the observation is to pull together the requirement from all the associations, and on the base of that one we can develop the objective. It's also a very good suggestion. I totally agree with you. In the format, we will keep that space that this is the requirement, and on the basis of that one, we will be developing that one. And also like the other thing, that checklist and justification we have developed. So these are the things, superstructure, all of us, we are agreeing with that one, and this format we will be sending. So it's good from my end. It is now done. We have to take it forward. So for these closing remarks, both of you, Mr. Maman and Dr. Das, will be looking forward for your
done.
concluding.
I'm done with my closing remarks. I think Gigi can give a closing remark of no. But one major thing is that we need minutes of the meeting, which is maybe very short, but minutes of the meeting to be circulated first.
Yeah. Can we request Sophia to do that one? We are also taking the
No. You do it. Sophia
Okay.
will not do it. Sophia is already gone.
Yeah, we will send it.
Sophia can look into that if you have missed anything.
We will.
Are you doing any recording?
Yes.
We're done there. No issues.
Okay.
Recording is done.
Yes.
Recording.
So let me just have my last word here. So thank you
please.
once again to everyone for joining this meeting. I think this was a very, very useful and productive one. While we were discussing with Prasoon about having a platform like this, I was not very sure how it will take a shape, but I'm really happy to see the things are shaping up well, and probably we are going ahead in the right way. So what we can, as it's already mentioned here, we all agree upon having a kind of a, if not immediately a superstructure, at least a platform under the umbrella of APRACA. So we'll have a separate platform for microfinance network to be part of it. So that is number one. Number two is that to start with, yes, minutes will be circulated for this meeting, and we would also be circulating a format in which we would be liking to get some information, feedback from all of you about the areas where we need to collaborate, areas where we need to specifically work on. So that kind of an information we'll collect. We'd also like to have some countrywide paper about how the microfinance sector looks like in each country. So that would become a base for us. So if you can give us 2 or 3 pages of that kind of a thing, we can compile it together and put it up together as a document for all our references. Number four is that we would also like to bring some more other members who have not joined today. So I would request each one of you to use your own good offices. Bangladesh could not join because he was not well. Otherwise, he's a part of this group. I mean, this platform only. If you know some other network whom we missed out, whom we could not bring in, please use your good offices and try to bring them also, so that when we meet next, we'll have more members to interact with, so that we can make it as a very useful and purposeful forum. And finally, as I said, maybe we can definitely meet at Delhi in November, and we can also have some other meetings when we go forward. So we will try to make it as a very useful and productive association under the umbrella of Africa. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you a
Thank
lot.
you.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you soon.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Sa-Dhan team, I would like to talk to you later on, Sai.
Yeah,
We can
sure.
probably
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.